It's time for QB1 now with Crissy, Froyd, and Crissy. The quarterback topic, Matt Ryan. What have impressions been from training camp so far?
I think he's received rave reviews. I don't think a single negative piece of information has come out of training camp over there. He started fast, had one or two practices where he started a little bit slow, but quickly picked himself up. I know there was one when another player had like stepped on his foot or something like that, and he had a little bit of a shaky few plays there, but then bounced back from that. So there's no major injury to be concerned about there. But I think that he's had full authority, and I think there's always kind of been this negative stigma that has surrounded Matt Ryan because of the Falcons' shortcomings. And I think that just with what people are saying from training camp, that he's starting to break that.
So you think the tide is turning a little bit in terms of expectations for next season?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think this is a quarterback that isn't really classified in the elite category, but has always been a lot better than people have given him credit for. Really accurate quarterback, really efficient quarterback, not quite as electric and not as super mobile as some of these other quarterbacks are. But I think that it's hard for people to talk bad about Matt Ryan right now with all the positive reviews coming out of training camp. And I think that if he puts it together on the field this season, that stuff's just going to be in the past.
When you look at the full picture for Indianapolis, is this a team that could make a Super Bowl run?
I think they can eventually, but the thing that I look at is some of the Indianapolis offensive linemen have had trouble staying healthy, and then there's questions about the depth behind them. And then T.Y. Hilton, they did not get him back in free agency. And so you have some receivers that have the chance to step up and some that could emerge, and some guys that are kind of, they're looking at them for maybe having a breakout year, but there's a lot of what can you do for me this year? A lot of please prove this to me going on with that room, and then not a lot of depth. So I think when we look at the supporting cast, there are some solid pieces there, and there are some pieces that could do big things. And I think that Matt Ryan will be one of the better players in that offense. But I think that how well those players rise to the occasion and stay healthy is going to have a lot to do with if this offense can stay put together to make a Super Bowl run. But I think if it's not this year, then it will be in the near future.
What have you heard, Crissy, about the kind of leader he's been?
Very vocal. I mean, Frank Reich was talking about how it's basically infectious the way that he leads a team and has authority, and that the other players can feel his experience. And I know that some of the players have talked about how he's called them out a few times and how he's really just demanded excellence in every single practice. And like I said earlier, this is a player who has been, the reports coming out are saying he's making practices move faster in his own right. So this is a player who's very in command of his team that's already doing a lot of great things over in Indianapolis.
So all signs point to things heading in the right direction for Indianapolis next season with Matt Ryan at the helm?
I absolutely believe so. I think it's going to take a lot for him to knock this positive narrative that's surrounding him. And like, this is obviously just training camp, and you've got to get through a full season and put it all together in real game action. But I think he could really just not be on a much better track than he is right now. And I have big expectations for this team in the coming seasons.
A lot of Colts fans excited to hear that. QB1 with Crissy Froyd. Crissy, thanks.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more QB1.